Alright, everybody. Welcome back to another Payday 2 video. The last kind of video that I'll probably do of this whole event. I will be reviewing the guns and stuff later on. So if you want to stick around for that, I guess stick around. Anyways, we're going to be covering the last day and just overall thoughts about the event. So if you want to stick around for that, please do. I understand some people might not like these type of videos where I just sit here and talk about stuff, apparently. Like when we talked about the footage. Anyways, let's just hop right into it. So, day 6, which was a couple days ago. No, day 7, I'm tired. There was a live stream. We're not to worry about that. Anyways, let's worry about Washington, D.C. radiation threat in this news report here.
DC authorities have declared a citywide emergency today after monitoring centers detected several radiation spikes throughout the capital. The source of the spikes has not been identified, but experts are not ruling out that there may be a connection to the recent earthquake that unexpectedly shook the city. As a precaution, the president has ordered that the White House be evacuated and crucial cabinet members be transferred to the Air Force One.
So we got that. So let's read all like the little notes down there at the bottom. So let me turn down the sound here. So we got NASA unveils new Mars rover, smallpox outbreak in Boston suburbs, FBI agent arrested for unlawful conduct, the Counterfeit 5 stands trial on February 3rd, newly published book causes a stir as considered dangerous. NASA unveils, So from this, we gathered that something shady's going on with the White House, and the president and everyone else was told to evacuate from it. Any past reports about radiation in the D.C. area, connection to the first 2 nukes can't be a coincidence. Audio file Rachel's paraphone, audio note 1.
Reminder, call EPA and ask about radiation sources.
Natural sources of radiation in D.C. area. Audio note 2.
Reminder, check President's travelogue, compare with Hellman, find connection to CrimeNet, Simmons, and Kozak.
Hellman denied travel to Iraq 4 days ago. What is the connection between Simmons, Hellman, Kozak, and the Payday gang? And Rachel's paraphone recorded call.
Alan, what the hell is going on here? Why is my dentist answering Congressman Simmons' phone, and why did he send me to a bakery run by a Ukrainian mobster with connections to the Payday gang? And what the hell was he doing meeting with the president right before he left on Air Force One? I need resources on this one, Alan. My gut says it goes deep.
So, that was kind of just like stuff, to what people thought was like, oh, just, useless stuff. I thought that originally. So then we get to day 8. Day 8 over here. Actually, before we get into day 8, I should probably pull up something here. So I'm just going to pull up the Steam post for the event, because this website will most likely not tell me at all, so we'll just do it from the event. Alright, sorry, back to thing here. So on day 8, we got a new Lee Castlevania track called Operation Blacklight, and we have some breaking news. Air Force One has crashed.
We are coming to you now with this breaking news story confirmed just moments ago by the Pentagon. Air Force One has crashed in Northern California near the Oregon border. We do have confirmation of unidentified survivors, but the president is reported officially missing as his capsule was found empty and heavily damaged. Rescue and salvage operations are difficult due to heavy thunderstorms raging in the area. The story will be developing in the next few hours as we get more information. Again, we have confirmed that Air Force One has crashed and the president is missing.
So, what we got from this little bit is the president's obviously missing. Air Force One crashed. Now, a lot of people are debating Did the president die? Is he actually still alive? Now, a lot of people saying that he's dead because he really didn't have anything to story, so why have him in here anyways? But my question is why develop him as a character now than before? You know what I mean? So I think I might do some stuff with the president maybe later on, maybe in Payday 3. Maybe we'll have some more information on him later. It's really up in the air right now. So if we go back over here, read little notes. Oh, sorry. That means also the vice president has to fill in. Flights canceled until further notice at Dulles Airport. New electric engine to change the industry. The elephant finally did it. Milk served to school children was contaminated. New movie to be based on the new Dangerous book. Famous actor Ken Crispy Kennings has passed away. At what age? Who knows? Anyways, so what we got from that is that this Dangerous book, which I'm believing is most likely the guide, just a theory, is getting some buzz. The elephant finally did his stupid engine thing that he's been working on. And apparently some actor passed away, so that's very sad. Anyways, moving on from that. Accident or deliberate attack. Any survivors? Here's a picture of a forest fire. Of the plane crash, who knows? Here's another one. White House analyst PMC as security detail. As you can see, there's the little map. Let's see, there's a little thing there. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. Can we zoom in on that one? It's November 4th or 1st? 4th? No, that's a 1. 2018. Sorry, just want to make sure. Anyways, that's for later. So this let's see. Washington has been in recent days. At this time, American and government officials have declined further comment on the priority of presence, as well as the use of third-party connection in place of Department of Homeland Security. Why use a PMC instead of the Homeland Surveillance? So here's images of the heist, which now we will go over to here. The greatest heist of all. Rachel is at her wit's end. The strange cause of the USB drive seems to hold up more questions than answers. With the recent event involving the president, there are too many leads and open ends. She needs to get to the bottom of this. See the conclusion on the breaking news site. White House. There's a heavily military presence on the lawn of the White House, and press secretary Sellers has told the public not to worry. America is about to go to hell if Rachel doesn't let the public know the ramifications of recent events. With the president missing, there is no telling what the future might hold. Locke has somehow managed to get us onto the lawn of the White House like Bain planned. There is not much time for seeing the sights. However, Bain was very specific in that we need to do this now, and there is not a moment to lose. Operation Blacklight. With the third heist of Crimefest, we of course have a new tracking game. Lee Castlevania brings you another pumping composition to play while heisting in the very heat of America. Operation Blacklight was inspired by the mood and energy of one of my favorite songs that I wrote for the John Wick movies. LED spirals, I think is that what that says. My goal was to make the track unique enough to stand on its own while still giving a nod to one of my early works that seems to really resonate with action genre fans, Lee Castlevania. Updated storyline. As the breaking news event draws to a close, we update the storyline with all the heists we've released during the event, and Shacklethorne is finally added as well. 9 new achievements. We've added a handful of new achievements that we felt were fun ideas with the hope that you would revisit some of the old heists that we've released over the years, because it's always fun with some new challenges. Also, there's some like fixes and stuff, and yeah. So don't worry about this, but they fixed it already. So let's go back over to my profile over here through achievements here. So we scroll down. A lot of achievements. So I did complete it on Mayhem. I did get the heist to remember. Basically, in the heist, there's like a little piece of toast that you have to grab. Anyways, so what is this heist? What does it entail? What do I think about it? And what are the ramifications of this heist? If you have not played it yet, which I highly doubt, stop this video right now, go play it yourself, and then come back, maybe. It's up to you. So anyways, the heist... Kitty, I'm trying to focus right now, please. The heist is... Basically, we're hitting the White House to get 24 pardons, which a lot of other people were believing we would grab Baldwin's laminate, which is still in mind, but we'll get to that point later on. So, you get in. You can do the heist apparently stealth. I have not tried it yet, but because I wasn't entirely sure how. And I wasn't sure if it was up to a point or if it was really stealth. I didn't know what was going on. So anyways... So, Bane basically says that you're going to be heading up the White House, that he won't be planning on this one, but he will be watching. Locke will be taking care of with most of the things. He dropped us off in a helicopter. We break in. We got to do some boxes. We do some running back and forth. We break in the Oval Office, and then we go underground to, like, some security stuff, and then we break into a vault and grab some stuff, and we get 24 pardons. If you don't know what a pardon is, basically the president can give a pardon to anyone. If I'm not entirely sure how it works, but from what I've heard is that if he gives the pardon to anyone, all crimes that person that they done has been forgiven, and basically they're free to go. So a lot of people are confused how this works when the president is missing, and the president actually did not give them the 24 pardons. But in the story, it's just a way to do it. So so then you leave, you get back to the helicopter, and then Bane gives an emotional speech, basically saying, "You finally did it, guys. The effing White House. I'm proud of you. So you're all free men now, and you can do whatever you want." Like, whoa, is this what this feels like? And then basically nothing after that. So it is assumed, again, if you're watching this and if you haven't played the heist or know anything, a lot of spoilers up ahead and what is the main discussion. So before we get into that, I just want to give my thoughts of the heist, and then we'll start diving deep into what are the ramifications of this heist. I thought the heist was actually really great. It's a nice balance of difficulty for me, especially on Mayhem. I will be trying doing it on Death Wish now with the recent events and everything. So yeah, I think it's a really fun heist. I want to try it stealth because it doesn't look too hard now that I've watched people do it. But really fun. I wasn't having any issues really with lag or anything. It's actually probably one of the best heists. Also, a lot of people are complaining the wait time for the heist was very, very long. It was about, for the update, it was about around 3 to 4 hours than originally planned in people's minds. So a lot of people were upset about that. But I can imagine that they were trying to just make it and put everything in as they could. So, yeah. So let's get into the spoiler territory. Again, if you haven't played it, go play it yourself first. So after the end dialogue from Bane, it is assumed that he's dead. Once you've completed the heist, you will get a little message pop up that you have unlocked a video, and you can review it at any time. So then You exit to main menu, and there will be a title next to, I'm pretty sure, options, credits, and end, or the end. And this is the little video that plays, which I will be playing for you again. Spoilers, but here we go. Alright, so there you go. That was the end trailer, credit, cutscene, whatever you want to call it. First time seeing this, I was blown away. I couldn't believe just how amazing. I was wondering if there was going to be a new trailer, a new, live action trailer, but I think this suits best with what they're going for. So if you couldn't get it, this is Bane's apparent funeral. Now a lot of people might be confused here. Who was at there? So I'm gonna try and help you guys figure that out. So somewhere in Mexico. Also, I'm sorry if it kind of looks a bit weird. Hoxilicious apparently had some problems with getting it, so this is at 720 HDP. So it is going to be a bit, look a bit less, but trust me, when you watch it in game, it's beautiful. So, anyways, let's just go right ahead and hop back in somewhere in Mexico with all the gold and everything. So, as we can see right about here, we got a few heisters visible here. We got Wolf right there, my boy Wolf. We got Houston right there. We got Hoxton. We got a woman type figure right here. Kind of might be like a shade of blue. Also could be just of the lighting effects. So it is either Clover or Sydney. I don't know. Could be one of them. We do have Jimmy there for whatever weird reason, and then we got Duke there. Some people were very confused of who this was. Was it just a Harry Ron Perlman? People have found out that it's actually Jacket. And then we got Sandgrass there. And he doesn't even bother. He has no umbrella. So Songgrass takes off the first mask, which is very interesting. He really didn't have a whole lot of story to him. But it's just very interesting that he just showed up and very respectful. The next one to be thrown is Bonnie, so we can confirm that Bonnie is right there. Next is Scarface. And now we got a few right here. People have actually confirmed that one of these two is Sokol, through his masking. So before we go any further, I'm going to try and drop a list here of who we see with characters. So I'm going to grab Payday 2 Heisters, if you don't mind. The Payday gang. So we have like a full-on array of how many there are. So yeah. So yeah, the first one to be thrown in was Songgrass, so we can take that off the list. So I'm just going to grab a little notepad now. Notepad. So let's list people down. Songgrass. And then it was Bonnie. Good old Bonnie. And then it was Scarface. Then it was, let's type in other. And then it was Sokol. As people have confirmed, apparently, people are believing that one of those masks is, in fact, Sokol. So we got our little board there. So now we can go back over here. Again, I'm gonna go full in depth with this. This is one of my new favorite trailers slash video things that they have done. So yeah, drop down there. So now we see Duke and Jimmy take off their masks, so we can confirm that Duke, Jimmy. So now let's play it again. Hoxton and Houston take off their masks. So let me... Is this on my side? Yeah, it's on my side. You might have seen... the Punisher there for a second. He was not there, actually. To be confirmed, apparently. So let's put in Hoxton and Houston. There we go. I just want to get everybody like names down and everything. And then there's Bodie. And what you just saw there was a tape recorder. Funny enough, a lot of people are saying that it's kind of interesting that one of Jacket's fears was to lose his tape recorder, and he just decided to drop it in. That's kind of showing a bit of respect for Bane, and also I found kind of neat in the trailer, but also just how he's kind of moving on. I mean, he's still going to wear his chicken mask, of course, because, you know, that's who he is, so... also, a lot of people were debating what this said. It is Bane, our Watcher, fallen. So this, in fact, does indicate that this is Bane's burial and everything. So then we get a little glimpse there. Let's try and slow that down a bit. Let's turn that speed down. So kind of looking like Jiro's mask right there. Let's see. Let's take a look. Take a look at Jiro's. Yep, he does the little pointy things, little diamond right there. That is, in fact, Jiro's mask. Would make sense why Jiro would be there. Did show some respect for Bane there at the end, and pretty much put all the blame on the dentist for killing his son. So he drops his mask. So then that's still Bodie's right there. And that seems to be Sydney's mask. the only bluish type mask like that. So, yeah, that seems to be Sydney's mask. So we can confirm that is Sydney. So Sydney was the one sitting next to Wolf, so it wasn't just the shading. It could have been the blue hair. Though we might want to continue the trailer a bit more here. So let's, and that is in fact Bodhi's. So it drops that. So people are walking away. So then there's Wolf, tosses his mask in before rushing out. So we can confirm Wolf dropped his mask too. Keep playing. We got a type female figure right there, which a lot of people have been saying that that type of female figure like that is very close to Clover instead of Bonnie. And plus, the way that it's going right now, Clover would most likely be up ahead. And Bonnie would be probably in the back, so she'd be going maybe around over here or over here. But that very kind of hourglass kind of look is a very Clover thing. And that hair is very Clover too. So it kind of confirms, confirms that Clover was there. She dropped her mask. So that does mean that, Sydney was next to Wolf, so they got a relationship going on there. So we wait for the last one. Now this one, who knows who it could be? So we're gonna just put in other. So we're just gonna put in other for now. So we got two others. And then soon after that, Chains drops his mask. So we can confirm Chains was there too. Chains. And then my poor boy Wolf just walks out. So, and that kind of looks like a dragon type hairstyle, so that could have been Dragon's mask maybe. Who knows? And then we got Dallas left, so we will put Dallas on the list. He didn't drop his mask, but we will put him on the list of people who attended. So Dallas and Locke. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 people who attended Bane's funeral right there. So then we'll just we'll speed it up back here because there's really no point in slowing down or anything. So Dallas looks over at Locke, who took his hat off for Bane, puts it back on, and then puts his hand back up, gives him one final salute. By the way, whoever made the song for this bit needs a raise. I mean, I don't know if it's Simon, I don't know if it's Lee Castlevania, I don't know who did the song, but they need a raise. It's such a beautiful song to put in such an amazing segment. Locke gives Dallas the nod. Most likely, it was nice working with you, nod. So then he walks off. So then Dallas is left. Now, I was very surprised that it was actually Eric reprising his role. I mean, who else would play Dallas? But it's just very nice that Eric, one of the few actors, could have actually, attend there, which I very much wonder, who, what actors actually attended. I mean, probably very few, but it's just nice to know that Eric, a guy who, fun fact, originally was going to be the face and voice of Dallas in Payday 2, but was shortly taken out through playtesting and replaced back with Simon Kerr. But it just, I mean, I don't know. Of course, it just is like he's getting paid, but I like to think that, maybe he's actually showing respect for the game and the players of coming back and reprising the role instead of, just like leaving them hanging. It's just a nice thought in my mind, but not from that. It is very unsure if he actually dropped his mask into the grave or not. I like to think he didn't, just because it really doesn't make any sense. I feel like Dallas, if there is a Payday 3, he will be taking over Bane's role. And maybe Locke will be our first contractor. Maybe he's got some work with us. But I think Dallas will be the eventual contractor for that. So, yeah. Anyways, that's it for the video. Don't worry, we'll go back into and figure out who was there, who was not there. So that's about it. One of my favorite videos that they've ever done. Just because to think that everyone attended, it's a nice thought. So we go back over here. So that was day 8. Now we go into day 9. And day 9 is today, by the way. Your Moonlight investigation by Alan Beck, who Rachel was asking him to further the investigation. Rachel, sorry to do this over email, but I've been full up here. I've got some bad news. Unfortunately, this obsession you have with the information on that USB stick, the clown gain, and how it might connect with what's currently going on in the world has caught the attention of the board, and they're not happy. They're calling it a wild goose chase and have demanded that I make you stop pursuing it immediately. They especially didn't appreciate all the travel expenses that have been accumulating, and we've gotten a lot of pushback about your inquiries into the flight passenger list that you had Jenny research. You know that I appreciate your efforts, but my hands are pretty much tied on this one, so I have to ask you to stop immediately. If you want to talk, my door is always open. Beck. So he's still trying to get laid. And that's it for the event. Now the Payday 2 subreddit has been beautiful. A lot of people are paying their respects to Bane, Simon Vicklin. I've done it on multiple videos. All I can say is I'm gonna miss the boss. I'm gonna miss him. It's honestly, it's kind of sad to think, Bane, a person who's been, in my life as much as a lot of other people have, just dies. It's sad, really. It's gonna be hard to play some of the regular heists, hearing his voice, but he's always gonna be there. And then the end part. Now, a lot of people are debating that, well, this isn't truly the end, that, there's still more to it. And to answer everyone's question whether it is truly the end or not, I'm pretty sure this one will seal the deal. So, with the few achievements that we've got, Big Brother, Present for a Day, all of this, the 9 achievements: a good haul, hostage situation, self-checkout, attacked helicopter, hack this, let them boogie, settling a scar, out of bounds, what's in the box. But then, one hidden achievement remaining. Details of each achievement will be revealed once unlocked. Now, if you don't know what this means, there was one left achievement in the original game that was hidden, but it turned out to be the Overdrill achievement, the huge secret. So, people are speculating that the last achievement is for the Payday 2 secret. So, pretty much that means that it started. It's officially started. People are looking for clues. People are trying to figure out what any of this means, such as the diamond when it touches the book. All that is left is guide. Once you put all of the obsidian, the box stuff, what's inside the boxes, together, it makes a sort of sphere puzzle, which my friend Ness has said that once they're all aligned, you get something out of it. So people are trying to solve that with the oldest tune and some songs going on. There is in the security room down in the basement, A lot of people are speculating that there is a painting of like some Mayan background that has a little crack under it, and people have gone beyond gone behind bounds and found that there was something inside the painting. People are still debating how to unlock this, how everything works out, and it's just a matter of time. I'm going to try my best to help out with the secret as much as I can. And what I mean by that is just pretty much watch, and if I see anything, maybe I'll post it. A lot of people don't like my Reddit posts, so I kind of want to stay away from that. But once the secret is out, we will be doing a video of that whenever it's out. But this is looking like the official end, guys, and you know what that means? That means I'm finally going to open up that Overkill safe. So anyways, let's go back into our little discussion. Now there is a few things that I wanted to bring up before. So a lot of people are talking about how does the piano work and everything. Well, someone pointed out something interesting. They said that maybe this little thing here, maybe a little piano with each of these little bullet holes, maybe is a sign of which keys to play. Of course, it's a wild guess, but that's what the dude speculated. So if you want to go try that, go ahead. Let's see, the painting should be around here maybe. Also, there's a lot of presidential things. Someone found this little Santa, this little Christmas Santa out of bounds. Maybe we'll get more details of the secret during Christmas this year. Who knows? Is the painting not gonna be here? A lot of people are Dallas in the Rain is foreshadowing, which was very very interesting. I don't know. I guess they won't show the painting. We might have to go to the Payday Payday 2 secret area here. But yeah, this little guy right here, there is a crack under it, which people are now debating. Also, there's a thing behind this little whiteboard. It says I love 2 people. So yeah, get to searching, guys, and yeah. So that part, is somewhat done. I will be going over like the different guns, reviewing them, because I like to do that. But now I just want to talk about who attended Bane's funeral, and this is looking like the end of Payday. So we're going to pretty much just now talk about who's going to return in the future Payday. So I'm on the Payday 2 wiki area here, so let me open up the monitor. Don't mind all these articles here. Anyways, so we got the original crew. So let me bring up my pad so we can confirm that the original 4 are there. Houston was there. John Wick is missing. Clover was there. Dragon, it could be an other. Jackie was definitely there. Bonnie was there. Soul Cole was there. Jiro was there. Bodie was there. Jimmy was there. Sydney was there. Scarface and Sunglass and Duke are there. So there are 2 others. Let's take one look back at the trailer, and let's see if if everything lines up here with my little pad. So I'm gonna be reading these off. Oh, we probably shouldn't do it as slow then. Probably no. I just clicked on the same one. Oh well. Yeah, we'll speed up a bit until like everyone starts dropping their masks. Interesting thing that Houston did there. Also, from top down point of view, you can see Wolf takes off his mask there, and Sydney is clearly right next to Wolf. Let's try and slow this down, see if we could spot anyone maybe. So I'm gonna slow it down here. So that pretty much confirms that is Wolf and Sydney. So they are very much present there. So Wolf does slowly take off his mask first. He is the first one to do it, so take that, Songres. He wasn't the first one to drop it, maybe because he was very sad, you know. So, Songgrass does take his mask off first, which is in my little notepad thing there. Bonnie is the second one. Scarface is also it. And then it's depending on which one of these are these two here. So people are saying that one of those is Soulcool. So then there is other. Now, we do know that it's not Duke, it's not Jimmy, it's not Hoxton, it's not Houston, it's not Bodie, it's not Jack, it's not Jiro, it's not Sydney, it's not Wolf, it's not Clover, because we do see the hourglass outline. Though it could be Clover. We could add that into the list of people, but I'm just going to keep that separate because I just don't really think that Clover would be standing there, but oh well. Other Chains, Dallas, and Locke. So who does that leave us with? So let's go back over here. So yeah, let's try and figure out whose mask it could be. It could be Dragon. Let's try and take a look at Dragon's character. Let's see. Will it show like a full-on? It's close enough. I wanted to see his mask. There we go. There's Dragon's mask. Could be. I know it's very hard to tell whose like color it is because they're both very white. Actually, there is a blue right there. There's a blue tint. So, let us go back here and take a look at Soulcool. Now, Soulcool will be the determining factor. Is the blue at the bottom or is the red at the bottom? I think... which one is at the bottom? The blue is at the bottom. And the blue is right there. So that does confirm that that mask is Soulcool. So now it's left to whose mask is that? One right there. So we'll add that into the factor right there. So that means who could it be? It could be Dragon. Could be Dragon. Let's see. It could be Rust. Could be Rust. Could be. So let's just go back to the or it could be Clover. So yeah, so let's just keep going there. Let's go back in here, but that does confirm that the blue is in fact Soulcool's. And this bit doesn't really matter because it's like we already know who these guys are, so it's just like. So that does confirm that Duke and Jimmy in the order that I have. Hoxton, Houston, Bodie, Jackets, tape recorder, Jiro, Sydney was dropped there. Also, Bodie dropped his again apparently. Next is Wolf. So does that mean that like Wolf and like Sydney in this game are like in a relationship? I don't know. And then there was Unknown. Unknown right there. The thing about that one is it doesn't really leave us with any colors, but it also doesn't have like a big red nose. So and there's Chains. The reason why I bring up the big red nose is because like mainly because of it's one of Russ's features. Yeah, having the big red nose here. Yeah, see? Also no horns too. So again, that leaves to some speculation of who was there. So let's go through the list of who was not there. On my list, the people who were not there or are entitled other is Wick, Dragon, Rust, and then the three last characters, Ethan and Hila. Now, personally, I do not think Ethan and Hila were there just because, like, I don't really think they were canon whatsoever, so I'm not even going to mention them, really. Joy, I think, would have been a bit too obvious because, I mean, just like her mask brings up LED lights and, in fact, is mainly a black color. So I don't think these three were here. Now, a lot of people are saying that Wick probably wasn't there because he's a contract killer. You know, he's a hitman, so it wouldn't really matter. I think Wick would be there in somewhat spirit. I think he would be there. Or maybe he's just off in the distance. I mean, it'd be kind of dumb to throw in his, like, you know, his, like, sunglasses. But I guess, you know, it's also kind of weird for Jackie to drop his tape recorder. But again, I don't know. I mean, it makes sense for him to drop his, but I don't feel like it's really makes sense for Wick to drop his sunglasses. But anyways. Also, maybe he wasn't even wearing sunglasses, too, because, I don't know. So that just leaves Rust and Dragon right there. And they both have white streaks, you know, at the bottom. So that pretty much, I do think that almost everyone was there except for these three. So I do think that everyone was there. That basically there are two others that are not accounted for, or like, you know, hard to see masks, but it is one of them with a white line, so it's either Dragon or it's Rust. Now a lot of people are saying that it's probably not Rust, just because Rust really was a biker. He really didn't seem to really give a damn about Bane, which I can agree with. I really don't think Rust cared too much about him. But again, here's the other thing too. It could be, you know, maybe someone was standing next to Wolf, maybe in this trailer, because you can see them all drop their stuff, you know. So Wolf was the first, and there's definitely someone nearby. There is someone nearby Wolf, so let's see if we can go back in the trailer. Maybe we'll see. We cannot because they are clearly hidden right there. But we do know that that's Sydney now. So there's Sydney. So there's just, you know, the blue hair. There is someone white next to Jacket. So there is someone right there. So yeah, I don't know. So yeah, so that is Soul's. And the thing is, the way the person threw this mask is like it's face down. I mean, at least you can see Soul's blue right there, and maybe some of the eye tint. They're dropping their masks there. So I guess it is confirmed Jimmy just decided to keep wearing his mask. There's Jiro's, there's Sydney's. So the question is, who would be comfortable sitting next to Wolf, then? Who do you think would be comfortable with sitting next to Wolf? Let's see, can we slow this down a bit more? See if we can see anything. Yeah, I don't know, man. The way that they threw it down is just like, it's hard to see. So, let's see, who would sit next to Wolf? I don't think Rust would. I don't really think Rust would sit next to anyone, so he'd probably be like far apart, so he'd be like all the way in the back. That or I don't know. Again, it's a debate, but there are two masks that are unaccounted for, and it seems like almost everybody was there except for, I mean, people are saying that Wick wasn't there, but I do believe that Wick would probably be there in spirit, and would be kind of dumb for him to throw his shades in there. So it's between Dragon or Rust, because, I mean, if it was Ethan and Hila, they would be closer together. Also, I mean, maybe it isn't. I mean, I don't know. It looks white to me. It could be black, so maybe it was Joy, but it doesn't make sense for Joy to be there because she, I mean, is really kind of new. So, yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, that pretty much leaves either Rust or Dragon, and there are two masks unaccounted for, so maybe they were there. So, because it doesn't make sense for Ethan and Hila if they were there, you know, to be apart. And I mean, it could be Joy, but honestly, Joy's mask, I mean, it's LED lights. I mean, you would be able to see it. So I don't know. Unless maybe there's like a subreddit, maybe like they start an AMA, like Ask Me Anything, type of deal of who was officially there. But we all know, in order, Wolf was taking his mask off first, so he held on the longest probably. And then of course, it confirms that Dallas is obviously there. I mean, he's right there. He's flipping right there. He's looking at Locke right there. And then it's like people, you could debate on like who in this area of things, who's walking out first. So let's see if we can figure that bit out. So again, Clover right there. Again, Clover might be the one that people aren't sure about. Maybe she is the other that people aren't sure about. So she could be one of them, and then that fills in maybe Dragon's place. So then Rust could be out. So I feel like that is Clover. Sun right there. What kind of like a maybe Songgrass maybe. That does confirm that this guy right here though is Wolf. The female right there is probably Sydney, and then this hair color. This hair color right here does make me think the last one was Dragon, just because, and I don't know. Rust is like full on white hair, you know what I mean? Like white hair. Unless they gave Wick maybe, maybe they gave Wick maybe a mask at some point. But I don't know, that's clearly Sydney. And there's Chains, and then people have been saying that like Hoxton and Houston are like buddy in this scene. That could be another female. That's Jacket right there. But yeah, buddy right there. But yeah, I mean after that it's like, it's a guessing game at that point. So again, one of the masks that could have been thrown, maybe Clover was actually before, maybe between Scarface and Soul Cold dropping. Maybe she was the mask right there. Let's see, can we go back? Maybe we can see if like, maybe we could see who Songgrass is sitting next to. No, it's just obscured by this guy. Nope, we don't get to see. So yeah, well we won't know. So we definitely know that Clover was there. So that means that at least two aren't accounted for. Clover could be one of them. So that means that one mask is left. We do know that it's probably a male figure that Wolf was right next to. So I'm thinking it's Dragon. So I'm thinking that either this could be Clover, right, sitting next to Songgrass and Soulcold and Scarface. So that could be Clover. And maybe over there is just Dragon. So then Rust probably didn't show up with Ethan or Ela or Joy, or some people are saying Wick. So that's all I can say. I'm not entirely sure who's who, but I did the best of my ability to narrow everyone down that was there. So now the last thing I want to do is guess who will be back in the sequel, Payday 3. It's been something I've talked about multiple times with my friends. So let's get right into it. So let's start with the original four. Definitely Dallas is coming back because his mask is I'm pretty sure Dallas didn't throw it in because he's a firm believer, He's been with Bang the longest. He started a crew with Bang, It's in the lore that he started, the crew with Bang. So I think he'll be holding out. People are saying that he might be, like Bane and Payday 3, where he's telling us what to do, which honestly would be very cool. I would like that. Chains, I think Chains would come back just because, like, Damien, Damien is one of the few people that's like very active with the character. He's probably more active than most people. He's the same activity with Duke. Hoxton actually got some new lines. So I definitely think Hoxton, I mean, he owes Bane a lot, so I think he'll stick around to try and finish the dentist before he gives up. So that leaves my boy Wolf. Now, I had 3 ideas for Wolf of how this could end. The first one is that they were going to kill him off. I thought they were generally going to kill Wolf off, which if they did, I wouldn't be too sad about. It just needs to be in a blaze of glory. I would be very sad for Wolf to go because I have like really no other character to play as. I guess I could play as Dallas, or some people are speculating that maybe in the third one you can play whoever character you want. Maybe you'll make your own character with like generic voice lines and such. Who knows? But I would. So either Wolf dies or Wolf just moves on with his life. Maybe he goes back to peaceful. Maybe a peaceful life. Maybe he dates Sydney because they seem to have like a weird relationship going on. Maybe they're good friends. Maybe they're dating. Who knows? It's not confirmed. But and then the third one I was thinking of, and this is probably the one that's kind of like sad to get, but I would very much enjoy because I love Wolf and I want to keep reprising that role. Is that they do bring him back, but he's just permanently mute. Maybe he's like the technician of like the group. Maybe he just like gives you deployment upgrades. Maybe something around those lines. If like the original 4 are kind of just like maybe Dallas, he runs the contracts and everything. Chains. Maybe he runs the guns. Who knows what the heck Hoxton would run? I think he would just be happy to be back and probably would be in the crew. Maybe Wolf just runs, maybe Hoxton gives you the assets and Wolf just worries about like equipment type gear like chains. But I would like Wolf to come back, but I understand if, they don't bring him back. But it's just like, it's sad. He's one of the main 4, you know what I mean? Maybe they bring in a different character to play him. Who knows? I would be very kind of sad if they did, but it's a weird situation with Wolf. Now with Payday 2, on the other hand, of who would be coming back and who's not coming back, I definitely think Houston would come back. Just because he's Dallas's brother, so I think he'd be down. I don't know. I mean, Houston hasn't really. I don't know. Houston didn't seem to really have a whole lot of problems. So I think he'll be back. I don't know. Wick, on the other hand, Wick's a whole different story. There is a John Wick 3 being in the works, but it's coming out next year. But there is Continental coins, and obviously, the Continental is a big part of our universe somewhat now. So I don't know. Maybe he'll be back. Maybe they'll replace the Continental coins with something. So I'm on an if with Wick right now. Clover, I think Clover could come back. I don't think people have discovered what the lines are. Actually, I'm gonna figure that out right now. Because that's something that people have been wondering, is that there are new lines in which people are debating what the line towards, are you really leaving, is towards. Like, hey, are you really serious about going back? Which I'm not entirely sure if people found out yet. Let's check the comments. Rumor is Clover maybe going back to Ireland, so that could be what Hawk's referring to. I checked that, hey, you really serious going back line is said exclusive to Clover. Miles Hawkins says, hey, I think Clover might be getting homesick. Whenever there's something they'll be acted on in the future, or if it's just something randomly thrown in for a teeny bit of character development. Hawks and Clover are so close. Her being homesick is a reminder that she exists. Clover, let's see. It's the truth law. Yeah, I kind of feel, but I'd be lying if I didn't say that wasn't interesting. Yeah, I don't know if anyone has figured out like what the line is towards. Maybe it is towards Clover. And then if it is towards Clover, that would mean that she probably would be going back to Ireland right now, after this whole event is done in the story. So I would feel like that Clover would probably be, go back to Ireland for at least a few years, and then maybe come back into Payday 2 later on, just because like she was the first stealth character, and the first female heister, so she's kind of hold it up as a high standard in the group. Dragon, I really don't think Dragon would be back. I mean, his actor is doing a lot of like movie stuff recently with his show and everything. I don't think Dragon would be back, and I don't know. He probably would go back to the Butcher and everything. I don't know. Jacket, I don't think Jacket will be back, just because he was a tie-in, a film tie-in. Of course, I could say that about Wick, but Jacket, his character doesn't really make sense to bring back after Hotline Miami, everything. I don't know. Maybe they'll bring it back. Who knows? It's iffy, but I don't think Jacket will be back. I mean, he did just throw in his tape recorder. Bonnie, I don't know. Bonnie's one of the few that didn't really get a lot of character development in the game. She did have information on who was who, though, of it had information on Hector. So it's kind of iffy, but I highly doubt that she'd be back. Maybe, she'd probably be referenced. Sokol, I don't know if he'll be back, just because he really didn't have a whole lot of development either. And plus he worked for the dentist, and again, he just hasn't really had a lot of character development. Jiro, honestly, I think Jiro would probably just be a contractor, and then after you kill the dentist, he just leaves. I legitimately think that he would just leave, just because he understood why Bane had to kill Kento, quote unquote, kill. If Kento's actually really dead or not. If they did, that's kind of a weird way to end that storyline. But I think he would be his main goal in the third game, or right now, is just to kill the dentist, and then he'd just go back to Japan. So I don't think Jiro will come back into the game. Bodhi, he was a movie tie-in, and really, he doesn't have any purpose in the game, so I really don't think he'll be back. Jimmy, I don't think he'll be back. Even though he does have some tie-ins with the story, I don't think he'll be back. Sydney, on the other hand, is kind of left to debate, because her voice actress and her actor basically has been doing a lot of stuff for charities and everything. But I definitely think that she would be back, just because she's a lovable character in the community. Everybody likes her, kind of. Maybe not everybody, but the majority of people like her. She's a fan favorite, so I definitely think she'll be back. Rust, for sure, I don't think will be back. I don't think Ron Perlman will reprise his role. I mean, Rust really didn't have a whole lot of development to begin with, and he's a biker, so he'll most likely just, join some other biker gang and then just leave, Scarface, I don't think Scarface will probably be back. He was another tie-in, though a lot of people are saying that he'll most likely will come back because of the remake of what's its face? Oh my god, my brain is dying. I've been at this an hour. But the remake of Scarface. But I don't know. I doubt it. Sungrass, who knows? I mean, he really didn't have any development to begin with, so it's just kind of who knows? Duke, I think he might come back, just because they've been giving his actor a lot of stuff to work with. Plus, he was the first community heister, and I don't know, it'd be a nice way to bring him back. Also, I mean, his voice actor's been doing a lot, so, I mean, and he has a lot to do with the story, so I think they'll bring him back. Ethan and Ela, no way, they're not bringing those two back. And Joy, I think it was just a console tie-in, so I don't think they'll even bring Joy back. which is kind of weird because they bring her at the end of the story and then it's like, like, oh, okay. So I think Dallas, Chains, Hoxton are definitely coming back. Wolf is an if. Houston is definitely maybe coming back. I mean, everyone else is a maybe at this point, but it's definitely Dallas and Chains and Hoxton have to come back. Like, at least those three. So yeah, that's about it. There's really nothing else left to talk about. I don't know, man. It's gonna be something when this when all things, it's all ends and everything, it's just whew, man. I'm gonna really miss this this game, But yeah, anyways, that's about it for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little 1 hour video. Again, this is probably the end of the event. I will be covering the guns and giving my thoughts about No Mercy fully. I guess I could do it now. No Mercy was fun. I liked it. Stealth is a bit of a pain still. But still, it's a good heist. Anyways, that's about it for me. I'll most likely make a stealth video of, the White House soon, once I learn how to stealth and everything. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a good day, and yeah, stay safe, or just do your best. Just the secret's out there.